Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
So I hear there's open enrollment and I really need coverage, but I don't know where to look.
Penny.com is the right place to start.
But I'm worried about the cost of coverage and my prescriptions.
We hear that a lot. Penny has high quality health plans at the lowest cost.
What a relief to be covered.
You're worth protecting. Enroll by January 15th at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
The PIHL is on TenbandTV tonight from the RMU Island Sports Center. Class A Gold Division matchup as the Montour Spartans host the Erie McDowell Trojans. Good evening and welcome to 2024 high school hockey coverage, the PIHL channel on TenbandTV. Matt Vandriak with you here tonight. Montour comes in 10-4-0. The Spartans have 30 points on the season. Currently tied with Shaler for third place right now in the Gold Division. They trail second place Chartiers Valley by 6 points and lead fourth place Plum by 6 points as well. Montour, they've scored 93 goals so far this season. That's an average of 6.6 goals per game. The Spartans have allowed 54 goals against, an average of 3.9 goals against per game. Erie McDowell, 5-7-0 in the season, 15 points. The Trojans currently in 7th place. They trail Blackhawk by 6 points for the 6th and final playoff spot. McDowell has scored 35 goals on the season. That's an average of 2.5 goals per game. The Trojans have allowed 46 goals against, an average of 3.3 goals against per game. Montour, they're the highest scoring team in the Gold Division, but they've also allowed the 6th most goals against in the division. McDowell comes in 9th in goals for and 6th in goals allowed. Well, the reason why Montour has scored oh so much this season is because of the duo of Aiden Moskovitz and Thomas Barefoot. Moskovitz, wearing number 71, the Evgeny Malkin number, 24 goals, 29 assists, 53 points on the season for the Spartans. Number 96, Thomas Barefoot. He's second on the team with 37 points. He has 22 goals and 15 assists. Number 91, Cole Dallas. He has 9 goals, 17 assists, 26 points. While number 21, Jonah Cameradis Woodruff, 9 goals, 12 assists, 21 points on the season. Trey Varga, number 18 for the Tigers. He has also hit double digits in goals. He has 10 on the season. In goal, it's been a tandem in net for the Spartans on the season. Ethan Diana, 6-3-0, 4.77 goals against average, 825 save percentage. And Camden Molka, 4-1-0 on the season, 2.58 goals against average, 885 save percentage and 2 shutouts. That duo shared the net for the Spartans so far. It will be Camden Molka getting the start tonight for Montour. On the other side of the rink for McDowell, they're led by Harrison Para. Para has 9 goals, 6 assists, 15 points on the season. Dylan Payne and Wendell Natividad, both of them recording 9 points on the season. Payne, 7 goals and 2 assists. Natividad, 6 goals and 3 assists. They're tied for second on the team in scoring. In goal for the Trojans, Dylan Martin has carried the load, and Martin will start here tonight as well. 5-7-0 in the season, a 3.75 goals against average, 874 save percentage, and 1 shutout. Second meeting of the season between these two teams. Montour defeated McDowell 7-3 back on November 19th at the Lecom Sports Arena in Erie. Jonah Cameradis Woodruff had a 6.9 in the win. He had 3 goals and 3 assists. Aiden Moskovitz and Thomas Barefoot each put up 3 points, 2 goals and an assist each. Ethan Sutherland scored twice for McDowell in the loss. The bad news for McDowell is that Ethan Sutherland is not here tonight. He's still in concussion protocol. Hopefully will be cleared for the Trojans next game, but not suited up tonight for Erie McDowell. Montour, 2-0 so far here in 2025. They come off of a wild 10-6 win over Westmont Hilltop last Tuesday. McDowell, they come in off of a 6-3 loss to Wheeling Central Catholic on January the 2nd. With that, we're going to pause for our national anthem, the one, the only, John Tucci. When it comes to the national anthem, you can't Tooch this. The Tooch, John Tucci, honoring America with a stirring rendition of the national anthem. Before we get this one started, Montour and McDowell underway. The long haul for the Trojans as they are trying to climb back into playoff contention. 6 points behind Blackhawk for the 6th and final playoff spot. Montour trying to hold down, get away from Shaler. They're tied with the Titans for 3rd right now. Trail Chartiers Valley by 6 for 2nd place. Have a 6-point lead over Plum. Was that recorded or was that the Tooch? That was the Tooch. Asking you the question, are you ready? Nobody is ready for the electricity that the Tooch brings on a hockey night. Trust me. Here we go. Sticks down, puck down, we're underway. And Montour going to move it right to left. Up the right side, here comes the Trojans. Played back out of the zone. Jimmy Stewart sending it across the rink. Turned over almost there as Harrison Para tried to take it away. Stewart gets a second track. Chance that is. Para runs into him, and then Stewart helps him to the ice. Sarcasm there with that help part. Might have got away with one. As we see Alec Kuhn to the right point. Montour keeps. Floats a dump into the lower left corner. Hustling after it, there's Thomas Barefoot. Over to the far right point, J.J. Stroka. Down the far wall, now comes back to Stroka. Stroka to Stewart, one-timer coming, he fires wide. Stewart gets it back but loses it. And McDowell going to send it back to the neutral zone. Stroka will take it away there from Harrison Para. Stewart can't take the returning feed. And Alec Kuhn looks it over, tries to find an exit, brings it here to the near side. Jacob Banowitz into the Montour zone. Back through the zone it comes. Moskovitz has it taken away there by Dylan Payne. Payne, long shot, and Camden Molk into the game as he fights that one off with the glove. Montour trying to exit up the far side. And hustling with it, here's Thomas Barefoot, 1-on-2. Nice job to step up there by Quentin Haynes and take Barefoot off the puck for the Trojans. Chip back in. Barefoot down the near wall, and a big body check here. Trey Varga into the game as he unleashes the fury there on Dylan Payne. Back to the Montour end, circling with it. Chipped ahead, looking for Varga. Ethan Turner moving it ahead, dumped in by Banowitz. And around the horn it goes. Jack Corbel for the Spartans trying to find an exit there. Pressure on the play. In front, big stop as Banowitz set it up. And Hunter Rudd in the slot, can't get it past Camden Molka. Fed back to the net on a second try there by Rudd. And an easier save for Molka, who comes up with a 10-bell stop early on to keep this one scoreless for the Spartans. Back the other way now. Opportunity. And the save made by Martin as Jonah Cameron Woodruff got loose. But the glove stop made by number 50 in blue. Face off into the zone to our left. It's like McDowell wants to get a change. Wendell Natividad needs to get a little equipment adjustment. So it brings Banowitz back on. Face-off won by Cole Dallas. And he can't get it around the defense. Back the other way. Here comes Para. 1-on-3. Tries to go around everybody. Good job by Caden Herbst to break it up. Para walks out. Shot safe made. Rebound working hard. Banowitz, but he can't get it on the net. To the right point. Kuhn down low. Bodies bang along the lower end boards on the right side. Banowitz tries to center. And back the other way. Here come the Spartans. Trying to sidestep a check. There's Aiden Jennings. He'll dump it around. That'll give Corbel a chance to chase it around the rink. Back out with it here. Two Spartans collide at center ice. And that lets McDowell dump it in and get a fresh line change out for the visitors. Montour setting it up. Circling back. It's Jack Corbel. Over to the far side. And up the right side, Corbel. Cross center ed, the pass to Barefoot. Barefoot trying to work his way around Ethan Murphy. And around to the near side it comes. Herb's going to throw it back towards the net. Blocked down by J.J. Finn. And sent back to the neutral zone. Montour will regroup, reset. Herbst will cross center ed, trying to dump it in. Finn takes it away, then gives it away. Moskovitz down low to Barefoot. Barefoot works in the lower corner. Back behind the net, Moskovitz. Works to the near circle. Moskovitz through the defense. Moskovitz in the slot. Shot on. Pat. Save made. Rebound kept out as well. A couple of big stops by Dylan Martin. It's Moskovitz and Dallas. We got a whistle here, and it looks like Montour is going to be penalized. So McDowell will go to the Penny.com power play. Open enrollment is here. The deadline, January 15th. That's the last day to get health coverage for February 1st. Penny.com is Pennsylvania's official health insurance marketplace. With Penny.com, you're in the right place for PA health coverage because you're worth protecting. On the season, McDowell converting at a 16.3% rate on the power play. Montour killing at a stellar 86.3% clip. McDowell bringing it out. And bringing it in is Ethan Turner. Shot to the net. Blocker save made by Molka. And good keep there at the left point by Harrison Para. Puck redirected to the right side. Tough angle shot thrown back towards the net there by Turner. Blocked down by the defense of the Spartans. Colt Wilson gets the block. Fed back towards the net. Loose puck found there by Rudd. Rudd dropping it back to the right side to Ethan Turner. Turner bumped off the puck by Wilson. Back to the right point. And Para centering. Cleared out by Moskovitz. And 55 seconds now have gone by in this McDowell Penny.com power play. And blowing a tire literally there was Harrison Para. He lost a blade and had to crawl to the bench literally. That gives Montour an opportunity to clear. As Alakun trying to get away from the forecheck. It's put on there by Trey Varga. Varga's effective here as more clock is killed on this Trojans Penny.com power play try. This one might go the length of the rink. It will. They're going to wave the icing off regardless. Clearing attempt here for Barefoot. He'll reverse it back to the other side. Montour sets it up. Sends it ahead. Hustling after it here is Nico Sikorsky. Shorthanded. Drops it back to Varga. 22 seconds left on the power play. Shot hits the outside of the net. Varga works his way around. Sends it over to the right point. Strelka. Shorthanded, works low. Final 10 seconds left of this Erie McDowell Penny.com power play. And Montour looks like they're going to get the kill. Varga, shot blocked off the skate there of Alec Kuhn. And we're back to even strength. Dallas out of the box as McDowell sends this from the length of the rink after the penalty expires, though. And an icing call against the Trojans brings the faceoff back in the zone to our left with 10:50 remaining here in the scoreless opening period. On the season, Montour plus 18 in goal differential in the first period. McDowell comes in -1 in the opening frame on the season. Face-off one. Wow, that one takes a path directly towards the net and just misses as Dylan Martin wasn't ready for that. Icing the call again against the Trojans. Face-off back into the visitor zone to our left. So this goal division here of Class A. Some good teams. It's going to be a good playoff here in Class A. Was talking to Brett Kiesel between games, the father of Quaker Valley's Jacob Kiesel, and he's very excited about the way the Quakers have played this season, but also said he's looking forward to the postseason. It's going to be a great run of the Penguins Cup, and I agree. Todd, if you're listening to my left, I'm available for all Class A playoff games. Just put that in the calendar now. Had the pleasure doing a lot of those games last year. Ended up being a Chartiers Valley Penguins Cup championship and a memorable overtime win over Greensburg-Salem. McDowell setting it up the left side. Into the zone now with speed. Shot to the net, blocker down on that try there by Brendan Margraves. Down low. Corbel up the left side. Coast to coast, Corbel. Pursuit on the play and cue up the AC/DC. He just got thunderstruck by J.J. Finn. Harry McDowell picking up the physicality on this shift. Kept in. Corbel throws it back towards the net. Sticked aside by the defensive Hunter Rudd. First man of the puck down there is Dom Dorsch. Battling in the corner. Four-man scrum. Puck comes out. Aiden Zielinski tries to take it to the net. Taken down instead. And J.J. Finn looking for an outlet. Lead feed cut off by Colt Wilson. Wilson going to dump it in. Both teams want to get some fresh bodies on. As around the horn it comes. Kept in by Wilson. He'll backhand it back in, hustling it after it. There's Zielinski. Bodies bang in the lower corner. As Diaz Bocek can't get it out. Wilson centers, fires, and just misses. As Montour had a good look there from the right point. Big blast coming. And Josh Klimas missing as well. So some chances for Montour, just unable to get them on the net. 8:25 left here in the scoreless opening period. Aiden Zielinski. Reverse hit there as Graham tried to line him up, and Zielinski puts Graham on his rump. Up the right side now, Banowitz. Cross ice pass looking for Dylan Graham. Centering try, Cole Dallas. Lead feed too far up the right side. Trying to connect with Moskowitz. And icing the call will bring the face-off back into the Montour zone to our right. Congratulations, Aiden Moskowitz, Thomas Barefoot, on hitting the century mark in career points. Both those guys having big seasons for the Spartans as well. Face-off won by Montour. Here they come 2-on-2. Moskowitz drags, drives to the net. Can't turn the shot over, though. Centers, nobody home. Aiden Moskowitz. Thomas Barefoot trying to add to those impressive totals there. Into the zone. Barefoot takes the pass from the circle. Wrister coming. Pad save made by Dylan Martin. Back to the Montour zone it goes. Jimmy Stewart up the near side. Stewart gets a second crack. He'll get it out. Send it back into the Erie McDowell end. And Alec Kuhn back through center red. Dylan Payne chips it in. Wendell Natividad will give chase. Natividad able to Get that blade back on after crawling to the bench when he blew the tire earlier. Down the right side, here comes Stroka. Back behind the net, backhands it. Trying to hook up, and it ends up in the meshing. Face-off stays in the visitor zone to our left. Draw in the circle. To the right of the net, won by Erie McDowell. But having a hard time getting it out right now are the Trojans, both Para and Natividad working. Montour redirected towards the net by Dom Dixon, but it doesn't go. Herbst from the left point, fires wide. Chased down by Dallas. Trying to fight through two defenders. And he's fought off over there by Natividad, but able to come away with the puck. The battle continues to the right point. Looking it over now to the top of the circle. Corbel gives it off. Shot towards the net by Varga, blocked. Herbst with the shot, save made, rebound loose and cleared out. Follow-up try, fired up and over the net by Cameron East Woodruff. Montour dominating possession right now. Herbst down low. Stick check by Quentin Haynes. In tight, save made on the doorstep as Herbst had a good look. But the stop made by Martin. This one going to go all the way back to the Montour net, and Molka has no choice but to cover as the pursuit was on by Natividad. So it's Harrison Para. I got my 3-2 and 9-2 crossed. And we'll face it off in the home zone to our right. To the left of the goaltender. Cam DeMolka for the Montour Spartans. Finn against Dixon on this draw. Says Dorsch in the circle. Sorry, 46 instead of 41. I swear I know how to read. Just can't see sometimes. Now we'll switch it out. Herbst will take the draw and win it. Puck played around back behind the Montour net. Klima's trying to get it out. Second crack, and ahead it comes. After it here, Dorsch to the corner. Bocek took it away. Back to the neutral zone. And Montour, Colt Wilson sending it in. J.J. Finn spins away from a man up the left side, finds Evans Teixeira, but Teixeira can't get it out. Centering try there as Nico Sikorsky was looking in front for Aiden Jennings. Back to the left point. Wilson tries to go back to the right point, and it's stolen away, but Josh Klimas there to keep a chance back the other way for Noah Roberts. As both these teams have their third lines out. Jennings makes the steal, spins as he tries to push it down low. Centering feed taken away by Roberts, thrown back towards the net, and a pad save made on Colt Wilson's offering for the Spartans. From the right circle, Evans Teixeira trying to check his man for the Trojans. Played back to the right point. Stepping around, a man from the circle, big rip, and Klimas gets it on. But the stop made by Dylan Martin, and then tumbling to the ice was Teixeira as he was upended by Montour's Dom Dorsch. Barefoot sets it up as both teams get fresh units on. There is a tough patch of ice there in front of the McDowell bench as players keep doing the tumble. To the left point, Wilson. Lead feed up the left side. Too far for Dylan Graham. And the face off, that is, moves back to the left of the guy wearing the face mask. Dylan Martin in the goal to our left. Just under 4 minutes left here in this scoreless opening period. McDowell wins the draw. And they'll move it out to the neutral zone, but it's returned back by Jimmy Stewart. And Al LaCoon sets up behind the McDowell net to our left. He'll reverse it here to the near side. Ethan Murphy trying to find an out. Stolen by Moskowitz to the net. Save made, still loose, and Dylan Martin has it and holds for the faceoff as Montour's top line was buzzing a bit there. So Quaker Valley, they're tops in this gold division. A perfect 15-0 in the season, 45 points. Last year's Penguins Cup champion Chartiers Valley currently in second, 12-1 in the season with 36 points. And then Shaler and Montour are tied for third, 30 points apiece. Shaler with a game in hand, 10-3 on the season. Montour 10-4. Plum trails them with 24 points. They also have played 14 games on the season. McDowell going to bring it back. Here they come across center red. Dumped and chased down there by Dylan Payne. Payne, the second point getter on the team, backhanded towards the net there by J.J. Stroka, just wide. Bodies collide in the lower corner. And around it comes here to the near side. McDowell going to move it ahead. Cross center red, dump and change coming up here. As Graham on the right side of the red dumps it in. Forecheck and a check finish by Jacob Anowitz. But Montour comes away with it. Up the far side. Spartans set. Taken back. Here they come. Barefoot. Leads the charge. Trying to work through everybody. Barefoot. Gets all the way to the net, but just getting a stick on it was Dylan Martin. As Thomas Barefoot, like Ric Flair, dance, dance, dance all night long right there. Face-off won by the Trojans. They'll work their way out here up the near side. Cameron Tennant battling with two Spartans joining the fray as well as Harrison Para. And we continue to work at the left point. Montour will regain in the neutral zone. Jonah Cameron Woodruff setting it up at his own blue line. He'll chip it up the right side, trying to connect on that pass to Jack Corbel. Turn back. We have a loose, looks like a net guard over there in the corner in front of the Montour bench. Not in the corner, but it's center red. Neutral zone. And Montour sets up. It's under 2 minutes left here in this opening period. Up the left side, Dixon. Over to the right side. Break in the zone. Nice feed. Back to the right. Pad save made. On that cross ice feed there to Cameron Woodruff. One of the better saves of Dylan Martin's evening. In tight, shot on, save made. As Aiden Jennings tries to get these Spartans on the board with 90 seconds left here in this opening period. Varga steps up and brings the boom there against Para. Back to the neutral zone. Montour. Varga, nice move to get around his man. Rising shot from the top of the slot, fired wide. In front, redirect tried there by Dixon, doesn't go. And Cameron Woodruff moves it around to the far side. At the right point, Corbel tries to keep. Gets some help from Varga over there. Varga sends it out. Final 60 seconds of this opening period. Cameron Woodruff resets, reloads. Here he comes, coast to coast. Cameron Woodruff looking it over. Turns to the top of the left circle, looking for a trailer as Montour gets some fresh bodies on. Dumps it down low. Quentin Haynes can't get it out. And it's going to be a lead feed all the way back. No ice, all the way back to the net. And Molka will leave it for the defense there. To the far side, Jennings trying to work his way out. Over to the near boards now. Nico Sikorsky sending it out. And here comes Dorsch. To the point, Wilson. Jennings dumps it down. Big hit there, leaned into by Hunter Rudd, forcing the Spartans off the puck as he lined up Sikorsky as the horn sounds to end period number one. 17 minutes of hockey in the books here at the RMU Island Sports Center. Your score after one in this Class A Gold Division matchup. Montour and Erie McDowell scoreless. We'll be back with period number two as the PIHL is on TenbandTV.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
So I hear there's open enrollment and I really need coverage, but I don't know where to look.
Penny.com is the right place to start.
But I'm worried about the cost of coverage and my prescriptions.
We hear that a lot. Penny has high-quality health plans at the lowest cost.
What a relief to be covered.
You're worth protecting. Enroll by January 15th at Penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Cross ice, and it comes back to Lucas Blows. Hey, rookie, welcome to the show. The Penguins Cup Championship show. The Penguins Cup playoff show. And the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars putting on a show.
Tell the boys and girls I just don't care.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And
Back here at the RMU Island Sports Center, period number 2 getting underway. Class A Gold Division matchup. Montour and McDowell scoreless after one, as high school hockey action is on the PIHL channel on TenbandTV. Matt Vandriak center ice with you here. Team switch sides. Right to left, McDowell with it to start. At the point, puck bouncing over the stick of Halakun, and a chance back the other way. Here comes Jennings. Has a man to the net. Save made! Sikorsky with a good look, and Dylan Martin. Denial seems it had to come. No score in that opening period. Trade some stats for you here. Shots on goal through the first, Montour 12, McDowell 6. And Montour gets the first and second of the second frame as well as Sikorsky throws that one back to the net. An easier stop that time for Dylan Martin. McDowell 0 for 1 on our only power play, our only Penny.com power play of the opening period. Second period on the season, Montour goal differential of +8, McDowell -5 coming in tonight. Second period scoring differential. Left to right with it here are the Spartans. Trojans find it though. Dylan Payne up the far side back into the Montour zone. Luke Zacharias moves it over here to the near side. J.J. Stroka can't get it out. Centering feed goes off the skate of Banowitz and wide of the Montour net. To the near side, Jackson Pierce. Sidestepping a check there from Dylan Graham. Spartans will set it up as they got some of their fourth liners out here to start this second period. Puck kicked ahead back to center red. Murphy able to get away from the check attempt by Zielinski, who hits the penalty box in front of us pretty hard. Montour setting it up in their own end. And here they come. Stroka taken down, and I think that we're going to have a penalty coming up here against Montour. Puck was touched by Dylan Payne, who will be the man in the box. That will send Montour to the Penny.com power play for the first time tonight. The Spartans power play converting at a 34.6% rate this season. McDowell's penalty kill killing at a 73% clip. Open enrollment is here. The deadline, January 15th. That's the last day to get health coverage for February 1st. Penny.com is Pennsylvania's official health insurance marketplace. With Penny.com, you're in the right place for PA health coverage because you're worth protecting. Montour to the man advantage. First try tonight for the Spartans. Barefoot along the right boards, brings it out to the point. Corbel looks it over. Barefoot, back to Corbel. Corbel at the left point, sends it to Moskowitz along the left wall. Moskowitz walks it out. Barefoot in the circle. Shot coming, save made Martin, and there is no rebound. Call against Payne is tripping. 1:40 remain on this Montour Penny.com power play try. Push down to the far side. And Quentin Haynes around the far boards for the Trojans. Sends it out, but it ends up in the Montour bench. So face-off comes back into the visitor zone. Back to the point. Corbel shoots, and it's blocked. Great effort there by Wendell Natividad to give the body up and block the shot. Moskowitz looks it over from the left point. Barefoot in the circle. Brings it to the right dot, now sends it back to Corbel to point. To the left point it goes now. Moskowitz top of the circle. Sends the puck down low. Dallas back to Corbel at the point. Corbel, Moskowitz. Halfway through this Penny.com power play for the Spartans, and a little miscommunication there between Corbel and Moskowitz. And Montour to touch up to get back on side. Moskowitz breaks the zone down the red side, finds Bear from the slot. Rising shot off the glass. Moskowitz finds it behind the net. Moskowitz comes out to Corbel. Corbel, barefoot. Moskowitz to Corbel. Corbel at the right point, slides to his left. Corbel in the circle now. Moskowitz, quick shot towards the net. And getting a piece of that was Ethan Turner to turn it out for the Trojans. One-time rip from the left circle by Moskowitz, just misses. Corbel to the right point. Finds Barefoot. Big rip coming. Save Martin. No rebound.
Fans, tonight's game is streamed live and on demand by TenbandTV. Visit TenbandTV and visit the PIHL channel to watch live and on-demand coverage from tonight's game.
As the great Mick Foley would say, shameless plug. Face off in the right of the Montour zone, the McDowell zone. 17 seconds remain on this Spartans Penny.com power play try. A lot of possession for Montour, but nothing to show for it just yet. Alacoon gets it out. And that should do it as it goes all the way back to the Montour net. Molka will play it and leave it. And ahead it comes here now. Power play 2 out. Dom Dixon tried to find Varga. Turned back there by Ethan Murphy. And we're back to full strength. And McDowell with a chance. And that shot blocked and out of play. As the Trojans kill the Montour power play try. Face-off will stay in the zone to our left. Camden Molka, the freshman keeper. He's had a nice season. Talked about his numbers earlier. As McDowell plays it towards the net. Try to generate a little offense here, the visitors. It's going to be Montour back the other way. Leading the charge there. Cameron East Woodruff all the way around. Looks it over. Just keeps dragging it to the circle. Shot on off the mask as Dylan Martin uses his head literally. Making that stop, keeping it out. As Cameron East Woodruff had all the right moves, but just couldn't quite get the finish. Shot to the net, blocker to side there by Molka. As McDowell tries to keep this one fired high and wide. Where's the puck? It bounces down. There should be a whistle for that one. It hit the roof. Ends up in the Montour net, but for not. We're going to keep the face-off in the Spartan zone to our left. Both teams get fresh lines on as we face it off in the Montour zone to our left. No score yet here on Neville Island in this Class A Gold Division matchup. Face-off 1. by the Trojan. Shot on, save made, centered, and it was between the legs of J.J. Finn. He couldn't turn it over. Kuhn blows a tire. In front! Save, rebound, deflects wide! I see a Neville Township police officer loosening his handcuffs because Dylan Martin just committed robbery. What a stop for the Trojans. And the follow-up try, and Dorsch just couldn't put it home. Face-off going to be brought back to the neutral zone here. 12:15 left in this second period. Great look, opportunity there for Montour, but Dylan Martin has been stellar here tonight. Battling for it, finding it. Save made. Good look on the try there by Dorsch. Better stop, though, again by Martin, who's been good for the Trojans so far tonight. Strong shift here for Dom Dorsch. Sending it all the way back. Looks like we have a penalty coming up here against McDowell. And Montour going to set it up as they get the extra attacker on. Interference will be the call against McDowell when they touch the puck. 6 skaters on. And setting it up in his own end. It's J.J. Strocum. Outlet pass ahead. Here comes Moskovitz. Moskovitz 3-on-3, drops it back to Barefoot. Barefoot down low. Moskovitz to the circle. And the net's off the moorings. And we will get the
2 minutes by yourself and you will keep saying, and then you get free.
penalty on the play. That will send Montour to their second Penny.com power play of the night. Open enrollment is here. The deadline, January 15th. That's the last day to get health coverage for February 1st. Penny.com is Pennsylvania's official health insurance marketplace. You're in the right place for PA health coverage with Penny.com because you're worth protecting. Officials going to talk it over.
McDowell penalties number 87, J.J. Finn, 2 minutes for holding. And number 19, Evan Stachera.
Oh, 2 penalties. So Finn called for holding, and then Stachera called for tripping. So that second penalty came when Montour had pulled the goaltender. And that will give the Spartans a 5-on-3 try here on the Penny.com power play as McDowell that is, and head coach Alex Lottie want to take the TO to talk strategy here. Big opportunity for for Montour to strike for the first goal here with 11:11 left in this second period. So out of the McDowell timeout, we will face it off in the visitor zone to our right. A full 2 minutes of 5-on-3 power play action for the Spartans. Barefoot from the draw. Goes to the left side. Into the circle, trying to get it back to Barefoot. Now we'll push it over to Moskovitz, as Stroka was the man who tried to set up originally. Moskovitz to Stroka. Back to Moskovitz in the left circle. Moskovitz goes to Stroka at the point. Stroka back to Moskovitz. He's going to drift to the left point, now to the circle. Moskovitz to Barefoot has the open net, and he fires it just wide. Moskovitz finds it, though. Walks it. Stroka, shot, save made. Kuhn trying to clear. Stroka gets it back. Brings it around the horn here to the right boards. Stroka pushing it down low. Dallas brings it to the circle, now to Moskovitz. Moskovitz fakes it off to Barefoot. Now we'll go back to him. Barefoot to Stroka. Rising shot. Save made. No rebound. Dylan Martin. 51 seconds have gone by in this 5-on-3 Penny.com power play for Montour. Face-off one, Barefoot. To the left point. Barefoot going to get it back. Now send it over to Moskovitz. Corbel. Give and go. Moskovitz. Rister. Blocked. And cleared. Well defended there by the Trojans. Good work by Wendell Natividad. Back into the Montour zone. 45 seconds remain here on this 5-on-3 Penny.com power play try. Moskovitz. Brings it, breaks the zone. Moskovitz to the right circle. Centers, nobody home. And cleared again by Natividad, who's done a nice job on the PK here for the Trojans. Final 30 seconds of this 5-on-3. Up the left side, Thomas Barefoot. Going to break the zone, sidesteps a hip check. In the slot. Comes back, Moskovitz, score! Great setup. And Moskovitz puts the mesh in motion. His 25th goal of the season. PPG Montour takes a 1-0 lead and will have 19 seconds of 5-on-4 power play time to work with still. Moskovitz, the PPG, with the 5-on-3. Hey, that rhymed. And Montour back with the man advantage briefly, but Dylan Payne shorthanded. And that rising rip goes up and over the net. Final 10 of this MontourPenny.com power play. Varga going to find it for the Spartans, try to find an outlet.
Scored by number 71, Aiden Moskovitz. Assisted by number 96, Thomas Barefoot. Time of the goal.
Barefoot gets the only assist. Power play now over. Corbel fans on that shot. So Montour goes 1 for 2 on the Penny.com power play, but the one came with a 5-on-3. And now the Spartans maintaining possession here. Back to the left point. Herbst throws it towards the net. Around the horn it comes. Back to the wall. Graham trying to get it out, but it's kept in by Caden Herbst. Soft backhand pass into the slot and turned towards the net by Aiden Jennings, who turns that one just wide. To the left point it goes, kept in by Herbst. Blocked out by Corbel. Out with it now come the Trojans. Dylan Graham breaks the Montour zone, wristed to the net. Glove down and held by Molka. And the face-off in the home zone to our left with 8:10 left here in the second period. Montour breaking through on the 25th tally of the season by senior Aiden Moskovitz. Thomas Barefoot gets the only assist. For Barefoot, that's his 38th point of the season on his 16th assist. From the draw, couldn't turn it over there was Margraves. As the faceoff came right to his stick, but he couldn't get a clean shot off. Finn finishes his check on Zielinski as he turns the puck back into the Montour zone. Working around here is Luke Zacharias, sending it up, and Jackson Pierce going to give chase. Couldn't sidestep the check there by Diaz Bocic. And back the other way. It is going to be coming out of the Montour zone, neutral zone drop. 7:35 left here in the second. We'll do it right at center red. And McDowell trying to push that puck ahead from the face-off win. Margraves sends it in as Finn won the draw, but McDowell going to send it back. And then Finn will grab it back at center red. Turned back the other way by Aiden Zielinski as he dumps it in, stepped into by Hunter Rudd. And then big collision as the physicality picks up behind the McDowell net, trying to find the puck, not aware it's in his skates. was Diaz Bocic. But back the other way, it's going to be J.J. Finn. Gloves it down to himself. Sticked aside by the goaltender for Montour, Camden Molka. Back the other way now comes Montour. Lead feed just on. Barefoot behind the defense. To the net. Stopped. And a great job by Alec Kuhn getting back to help D it up. In front, fired back to the net, and just missing there was Zacharias. Moskovich shoots wide. Golden opportunities there for the Spartans, but unable to get one past Dylan Martin. Four-man scrum in front of the Montour bench. Montour coming away with it. And we get a whistle here. And listen, we're going to have a penalty coming up against the Spartans. Cross-checking the call as Colt Wilson will serve the minor here. And that will send Erie McDowell back to the penny.com power play. This will be McDowell's second try with the man advantage. They are 0 for 1 on the evening. Face-off in the zone to our left. McDowell looking for the equalizer on this penny.com power play. Short-handed, score! Aiden Moskovich for the second time tonight tallies, and Montour with the SHG. Number 26 on the campaign for Moskovich. He got the PPG earlier. He gets the SHG, and Montour doubles the lead to 2-0 as McDowell having a hard time with this penny.com power play. They were 0 for 1 and now are negative with the man advantage, so they give up the shorthanded goal. 90 seconds remain on the try. Kept in. Pushed down low. Turner centers. Nobody home. And now shorthanded back the other way. Here comes Thomas Barefoot. Barefoot and Moskovich 2-on-2. Barefoot drags, leans, shoots, hits the outside of the net. And now Ethan Turner going to bring it back the other way.
His second in the game, scored by number 71, Aiden Moskovich. Assisted by number 96, Thomas Barefoot. Time of the goal.
Barefoot gets the only assist, so the scoring line reads the same on both goals. Moskovich from Barefoot. One a PPG, one an SHG, 2-0 in favor of the Spartans, and that might be a momentum killer for Erie McDowell. They were going to the power play looking for the equalizer, but Aiden Moskovich scores the shorthanded goal. Up the left side, Varga puts the heat on, still shorthanded as Montour. Varga back to the net, stick save, and then covered. No choice there for Martin with Cameron East Woodruff on the doorstep, bearing down for the Spartans. Face-off in the circle to the left of the McDowell goaltender Dylan Martin. 25 seconds remain on this Trojans penny.com power play. And another penalty coming up as Perro is taken down at center ed. Cameron Tennant brings it in, tries to feed to the slot. Montour will touch it, and that will send the Trojans to a brief 5-on-3 penny.com power play. Open enrollment is here. The deadline, January 15th. That's the last day to get health coverage for February 1st. Penny.com is Pennsylvania's official health insurance marketplace. With Penny.com, you're in the right place for PA health coverage because you're worth protecting. Big chance here for McDowell. Varga called for holding. He will be the man in the box. 5-on-3 to the point. One-timer, redirect, save, rebound, score! Cameron Tennant puts the mesh in motion off the Harrison Para rip, And the Penny.com power play goal is tallied for the Trojans. And they'll have 1 minute and 56 seconds of power play time to work with, as well as that one came while the first penalty was still in effect. It's going to be Alex Kuhn who got the goal. Thought it was Tennant. Got my 5 and 8 mixed up. It happens. Big goal as the Trojans cut the deficit in half. And they have 1 minute and 53 seconds still of power play time to work with. Short-handed Moskovitz. He's already got 1 assist tonight. Oh, it was Tennant. I was right. Kuhn and Para pick up the assists. And here comes the Trojans. Tennant looking it over for Cameron Tennant. That's his first goal of the season. Centering try, redirect, can't turn it over. Turner right on the doorstep, but he couldn't put it on net. All the way back to the McDowell net. Martin slows it. 75 seconds remain on the Siri McDowell Penny.com power play. Harrison Para going to come back the other way. Here comes Para. Crosses center red. He's going coast to coast. Para all the way to the right circle. Trying to drop it back to the trailer, who was still in pain. Para ends up in pain as Herbst takes him to the boards hard. To the left side. Natividad throws to the net. Save. Rebound. Trying to poke at Holmes' Payne. He can't find it. Back behind the net. Working hard. Harrison Para battling back there with Corbel. 4-man scrum. McDowell comes away with it. Back to the point. Fresh body on. That's the man with the puck. That's Murphy. To the net. Stick save made by Molka. Centering try, and just missing there was Ethan Turner. McDowell much more productive on this Penny.com power play try, but they still trail by a goal with the final 15 seconds remaining. Murphy pressured by Barefoot. Back behind the net, reversing here is Hunter Rudd. And comes to Banowitz, trying to step away from Aiden Jennings. And the penalty over. We're back to even strength. Varg out of the sin bin. 2.5 left here in the second period. 2-1 Montour on top. And icing the call against Erie McDowell. That'll bring the face-off back to the zone to our right. All the scoring coming here in the second period. Aiden Moskovitz, a PPG. Then Moskovitz, a short-handed goal. Both assists going to Thomas Barefoot. Cameron Tennant, a power play tally from Alec Kuhn. And Harrison Para for McDowell is where we stand. In front, big chance, save made. And then the follow-up try stopped as well. Sikorsky, a great looking tight, but Dylan Martin says no. Face-off in the zone to our right. And that draw won by the Trojans, but Stroka keeps it in at the right point. And a centering try, one-timer blocked. As trying to tee it up there was Sikorsky. And a good block by Harrison Para. Draw here in the right circle. 2-1. Montour on top. 2-8 Moskovitz goals. Klimas from the right point through traffic. Barefoot redirects it behind the net where he finds the puck. Looking to go in front for Moskovitz. Working hard, trying to get himself away there from Diaz-Bocic. Moskovitz will find it. Down low along the right side. Pushed off the puck. Good pressure put on there by Quentin Haynes. And that gives Tennant the chance. He's going to try to throw it into the Montour zone. Klimas going to track it down, push it back to the defense. And an exit strategy set up here. As Jonah Cameron Woodruff going to go coast to coast, drops it back to Barefoot. Barefoot double teamed, finds Klimas. Klimas triple teamed, and out it comes. Tennant, who has the only McDowell goal. Gets a little help from Stachera. But Cameron Woodruff going to reverse back here, and here he comes coast to coast, across the red line. Into the McDowell zone, Cameron Woodruff along the right boards. Double teamed. Puck forced away from him there by Bocek. And McDowell going to ice it. And we'll bring the face-off back into the visitor zone to our right. Just under a minute left here in this second frame. 58.3 ticks on the clock. We'll draw it up in the right circle to the left of the McDowell goal and goaltender Dylan Martin. Face-off won by the Spartans. Corbel from the right point, going to swing it around the boards, down low. Nico Sikorsky sends it behind the net. Coming out with it there is Varga. Back to the right point, one-time rip. Blocked in front by Hunter Rudd. Chip back to the neutral zone, and now a chance back the other way. Here comes J.J. Finn. Finn trying to get around his man, taken down as he goes to the net. No penalty this time, as actually the trailing ref did call the penalty. I was going to say Finn was trying to sell it, and the trailing ref buys. And McDowell back to the penny.com power play for the fourth time here tonight, as Caden Herbst will sit down. In the first meeting between these teams, Montour was penalized 7 times. McDowell, though, stymied that is by the Montour penalty kill. The Trojans went 1 for 7 with the man advantage in that first meeting. Montour was 3 for 4 that is, on the power play with the man advantage. So McDowell back to the penny.com power play with 28 seconds left here in this second period, down a goal and a golden chance for the visitors to get the equalizer. Played back into the McDowell zone. Out they come with it. Setting it up. Cross center red. Past Banowitz. And this will be icing, so not the look that Montour wants to start this power play. 5 seconds left in the period, that is. Face off back in the visitor zone, and if McDowell doesn't somehow pull off a very miraculous goal here in the final 5 seconds of this period, they'll have 1 minute and 31 seconds of man advantage time to work with on the penny.com power play when the second period starts. McDowell wins the draw, they'll push it out, and that'll wrap up period number 2. 2 chapters written here on Neville Island. Your score after 2, it's Montour 2 and Erie McDowell 1 in this Class A Gold Division matchup. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with your third period. You're watching 2024 PIHL High School Hockey action on TenbandTV.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
So I hear there's open enrollment and I really need coverage, but I don't know where to look.
Penny.com is the right place to start.
But I'm worried about the cost of coverage on my prescriptions.
We hear that a lot. Penny has high-quality health plans at the lowest cost.
What a relief to be covered.
You're worth protecting. Enroll by January 15th at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair. Cross ice, and it comes back to Lucas Blows. Hey, rookie, welcome to the show, the Penguins Cup Championship show, the Penguins Cup playoff show, and the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars putting on a show. Tell the boys and girls I just don't care.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. Fiber New specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
2 jumbo ice caramel drip.
Person here to the near side. Ethan Murphy trying to find an out. Stolen by Moskovitz to the net. Save made, still loose, and Dylan Martin has it and holds for the faceoff. As at the point, puck bouncing over the stick of Halakun, and a chance back the other way. Here comes Jennings. Has a man to the net. Save made. Sikorsky with a good over. Kuhn blows a tire. In front. Save, rebound, deflects wide. At the point. Stroka back to Moskovitz. He's going to drift to the left point, now to the circle. Moskovitz, the barefoot has the open net, and he fires it just wide. Moskovitz fakes it off to Barefoot. Now we'll go back to him. Barefoot to Stroka. Rising shot. Save made. No rebound. Dylan hip check in the slot. Comes back. Moskovitz score. Great setup. And Moskovitz. Out with it now come the Trojans. Dylan Graham breaks the Montour zone, wristed to the net. Glove down and held by Molka. Now comes Montour. Lead feed just on. Barefoot behind the defense. To the net, stopped. And a great job by Halakun getting back to help D it up. Short-handed, score! Aiden Moskovitz for the second. 5-on-3 to the point. One-timer, redirect, save, rebound, score! Power play tally from Alec Kuhn and Harrison Parra for McDowell is where we stand. In front, big chance, save made. Chip back to the neutral zone, and now a chance back the other way. Here comes J.J. Finn. Finn trying to get around his man, taken down as he goes to the net. No penalty this time as actually the...
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
So I hear there's open enrollment and I really need coverage, but I don't know where to look.
Penny.com is the right place to start.
But I'm worried about the cost of coverage and my prescriptions.
We hear that a lot. Penny has high-quality health plans at the lowest cost.
What a relief to be covered.
You're worth protecting. Enroll by January 15th at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair. Cross ice, and it comes back to Lucas Blows. Hey, rookie, welcome to the show, the Penguins Cup Championship show, the Penguins Cup playoff show, and the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars putting on a show. Tell the boys and girls I just don't care.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. Fiber New specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Play Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
2 jumbo ice caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino. Extra caramel.
That's us. I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
Hey there, hockey fans! You already know TenbandTV can stream live regional sports. But did you know you can also stream the best of the local music scene as well? Music from the 412 is live and streaming 24/7 on TenbandTV. Watch music videos, concerts, and original programming free from the comfort of your couch. Featuring the best of music and artists from Pittsburgh and Western PA. Tune in today.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
2 jumbo ice caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino. Extra caramel.
That's us. I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
So I hear there's open enrollment and I really need coverage, but I don't know where to look.
Penny.com is the right place to start.
But I'm worried about the cost of coverage and my prescriptions.
We hear that a lot. Penny has high-quality health plans at the lowest cost.
What a relief to be covered.
You're worth protecting. Enroll by January 15th at penny.com.
Back here at the RMU Island Sports Center. Third period getting underway. Class A Gold Division matchup. Montour leading Erie McDowell by the count of 2-1. Matt Vandriak with you here as high school hockey action is on the PIHL channel on TenbandTV. McDowell will start this third period at the minute and 31 seconds of Penny.com power play time to work with. Scoring looked like this. We had a scoreless first period. Then Montour would break through, 7:30 into the second frame. Aiden Moskovich, a 5-on-3 power play goal assisted by Thomas Barefoot. 10:47 mark of the second period. Moskovich would strike again, this time shorthanded. Barefoot picked up the assist again. Then McDowell Looking on the board at the 12:31 mark, a power play goal by Cameron Tennant. Alex Kuhn and Harrison Para pick up the assists. Shots on goal, 26-13 in favor of the Spartans, 12 in the first, 14 in the second, 6 and 7 the tallies for Montour. Penny.com power play underway here for Erie McDowell. They'll move left to right to start this third period. Right to left, the Spartans defend. And a fresh sheet out here for these sides to work on as well. Kuhn, who set up the first goal, works it all the way around, comes back to the point. One-time redirect, just goes wide as Tennant was looking for number 2. Double tip there for the Trojans, and they just missed tying this game up. 65 seconds remaining on this Erie McDowell Penny.com power play chance. McDowell on the night, 1 for 4 with the man advantage. And they're looking to take advantage of this chance here. Shorthanded try back the other way, cut off. And here comes McDowell. Para, wrister, firing up and over the net. Hustling over to the left side to get it there is Hunter Rudd. Good job, though, by Montour to clear. Shorthanded chase here by Jonah Camerdice-Woodruff. The goaltender, Dylan Martin, comes out to cut it off. He'll play it over to Harrison Para. He wraps it around here to Cameron Tennant. Tennant gives it back to Para. Para breaks the Montour zone, sidesteps a check there from Stewart. Working down low. Stewart gets a second crack at it. Natividad moves it around to the far side. Looking for the one-timer. Big rip coming, redirect, and it goes wide as Tennant tried to redirect Ethan Murphy's slap shot. Tennant to Kuhn. Final 10 of the power play. One-timer coming, firing just wide to Natividad. And Montour gets the clear, and they'll get the kill as McDowell now 1 for 5 on the Penny.com power play. Montour gets the PK. Game remains 2-1 in favor of the Spartans. Banowitz to the net, save made. And Molka will play it over to the corner. Another try, shot on. That's fired wide as Payne from the top of the left circle just misses for McDowell there. Montour trying to get it out, sidestepping a check. And here comes Camerdice-Woodruff. Coast to coast, drag, shoots, fires wide. I think that Payne might have got a piece of that one for McDowell as well. Wilson looking for barefoot, chipped out of the zone by Dylan Graham. And Montour will set it back up. Colt Wilson going to take the pass here, chip it ahead to Barefoot. Barefoot going to break the zone down the left side. Barefoot looks it over, drops it back. Moskovitz, who has to, in front. And Cole Dallas just missing. The tick and the tack connect. The toe not quite there. Barefoot back the other way. He'll break the zone down the right side. Slows the play. Barefoot down low to Moskovitz. Moskovitz working along the far boards, drops it back to Barefoot. Barefoot chipping it down low, looking for Dallas. Cleaned out of there, though, on good defensive play by Ethan Turner. And that gives the opportunity for McDowell to exit as Payne crosses center red and throws it to the Montour net where it's padded aside by Camden Molka. Montour, Moskovitz can't get it out. Kept in. It's Nathan Hannell out there, putting it in front, back to the left point. And Diaz Bocic slapping it. Bocic gets a second crack, pushing it into the circle. Puck found, turned back towards the net, just wide by Brendan Margraves. Centered again, hustling after it. There's J.J. Finn. Good defensive work by Corbel. And now back the other way. Here comes Barefoot, splits the defense. Barefoot to the net, off the iron. Thomas Barefoot goes through the McDowell defense like a hot knife through butter. But Big Ben strikes one as Martin gives the post a slap behind his to the left. Strelka trying to go through everybody. He gets cut off and then leaned into there by Turner. J.J. Strelka keeps working and finishes off Nathan Hannell as well. McDowell having a tough time getting it out with speed now. Margraves cut off by Stewart as he turns it back. Turner going to send this one the length of the rink. And they're going to say that Montour could have played it. So no icing as McDowell needed to get a change there. They were content with taking the icing call, but they get a break. No icing here either. Back and forth. And here comes Dom Zito. Zito for the Trojans, reverses back here to the near side. Puck chipped out for the neutral zone. And J.J. Stroka back into his own zone here for the Spartans. Pressure on the play by Tennant. Stroka going to find the exit. Trying to push it ahead, looking to put it there for Dom Dorsch. And Dorsch ends up tripping up Stroka. And that gives McDowell a chance to get it out. Coming ahead here to Cameron Tennant. Puck played back behind the net. After it there is Wendell Natividad. Natividad bodied up good. Solid hit there by Jack Corbel. And out with it now come the Spartans, Nico Sikorsky. Sikorsky down the left side, tries to shoot, deflected up and over the net by Alec Kuhn. Into the corner it goes, centering feed. Kuhn there, he'll take it away. And McDowell going to send it back out. Tennant, who has the only Trojans goal, going to move that one back into Montour ice. Colt Wilson will find it. Wilson up the right side, Aiden Jennings. Stolen by his counterpart in 19 there, Stachera. But back the other way now comes Montour. Dorsch breaks the zone, top of the circle, soft wrister, save made, and Sikorsky can't find the rebound. Good defensive work by Ethan Murphy to tie him up and deny that scoring chance. Now Murphy finishes his check as he flattens Colt Wilson with a stiff shoulder. Back into the Montour zone, Finn takes down a man. Pushing it back into the McDowell zone, Stachera up the left side. Noah Roberts can't find entrance into the Montour zone. And the Spartans slap it back into McDowell ice. Off the glass, around it comes. Klimas turning it back the other way. Finn will find it in the McDowell zone, looks it over. And pushing it up the left side, Noah Roberts trying to work through two Spartans. He'll drop it back to Diaz Bocic. Bocic gets it in. He finds the puck. Bocic, wrister, fired wide. Back behind the net, Klimas the first man there for Montour. Around the horn it goes, Aiden Jennings. Back to the left point, shot blocked. Stepping in front of it there was Zielinski, and that sends Montour back the other way. Slowing it down was Zacharias. And around the horn it comes, but McDowell will find it, and they'll break it out. Ethan Turner goes coast to coast, sidesteps a check there from Caden Herbst. Montour will find the puck, though, behind their own net. Herbst's going to try to spin away from the return check there from Evan Stachera. Stachera forces it loose, but the help is there. And Montour is just going to ice the puck as it's sent the length of the list there by Herbst. The length of the rink, that is, by Herbst. Face off back in the home zone to our right. 9:47 left here in this third period. Montour leads 2-0. All three goals coming in the second period. Aiden Moskovitz, shorthanded and power play goals for the Spartans. Cameron Tennant, a PPG for McDowell. Here comes Montour from the faceoff. Moskovitz flying. Here he comes, Moskovitz to the net. Pat save made as he tried to get the backhand shot on. I think it might have jumped off his stick at the last second. Moskovitz, wrister, redirected wide. Penalty coming up here against McDowell. Touched up by the Trojans. And Montour will get their fourth try on the Penny.com power play. Open enrollment is here. January 15th is the deadline. It's the last day you can get health coverage for February 1st. Penny.com, Pennsylvania's official health insurance marketplace. With Penny.com, you're in the right place for PA health coverage because you're worth protecting. Erie McDowell will try to protect. Actually, we got a penalty shot, so this will not be a power play. Moskovitz going to get a try on the penalty shot. The Penny.com penalty shot. Moskovitz has 2 on the night. He has 26 on the series. So Turner called for tripping. It's going to be a penalty shot, and it's going to be Aiden Moskovitz. He has 2 on the night. Here comes the top goal getter for Montour against Dylan Martin. Moskovitz slows, brings it in, drags to the backhand. Aiden Moskovitz, half man, half amazing. All the right moves and the hat trick. 3-1 Spartans and Moskovitz. All 3 tallies for Montour. Moskovitz shorthanded. Power play, and now penalty shot. If Moskovitz can score even strength and get an empty netter, he'll be the first guy since Mario Lemieux on New Year's Eve of 1988 to score 5 goals 5 different ways. I remember it because, yes, I was there. He may not be the first guy ever. Maybe he'll be the first guy in Pittsburgh. But it's the last time I remember it happening. Barefoot going to go coast to coast. Barefoot drops it back. Dallas with the rip off the knob of Martin's stick. Thrown back towards the net by Caden Herbst. Montour buzzing now. Dallas finds it, but he can't turn it over. It's defended well by Murphy. Good stick check to get back there. Speaking of Mario Lemieux, by number 66 in blue. Back the other way, coast to coast. Para could not get around Caden Herbst. Centered in front, save, rebound, stopped. As McDowell trying to get back into it, and a good save made by Camden Molka. As Cameron Tennant for the Trojans was looking for number 2 on the night. .8:31 left here in regulation. A big insurance goal. A penalty shot goal. Of course it's an insurance goal. Penny.com, power play. Varga coming back. Rising wrister. That one misses on the near side. All the way out it comes. Back to the defense where it's settled down by J.J. Stroka. Stroka chips it over to the boards in front of the home bench. And Jonah Cameron Woodruff takes it there. Here he comes to the right circle. Nathan Hannell that is all over him. And here comes Cameron Woodruff. All the way around again. Great stick handling skills. Passes it over, but unable to take the pass. There's Tom Dixon. And now here comes McDowell back the other way. Finn leads the charge. To the circle, rising wrister coming, glove stop. And Molka holds for the faceoff. As Brendan Margraves was hoping for a rebound there for McDowell. Let's say Montour is going to have a man in the penalty box. So I'm not sure what the penalty was. We got a Spartan in the sin bin. So Jimmy Stewart called for holding. It is not a wonderful life in the penalty box. And that will send Erie McDowell to the penny.com power play. Big chance here. And a try in front. Save made, rebound, score! Dylan Payne finds that bouncing puck as Dylan Graham threw to the net, and Payne puts it home. A penny.com power play goal for Erie McDowell. And the Trojans back within 1 with 7.5 left here in regulation. So Payne finds his 8th goal of the season, and McDowell gets their 2nd PPG of the night to cut the deficit to 1. Montour played with fire the first time these teams met. They took 7 penalties. And Erie McDowell only went 1 for 7 on the night. But tonight, McDowell Ethan Turner gets the only assist. Barefoot back the other way. He's taken down. Penalty coming up. As Quentin Haynes will head to the penalty box. And Montour will get their 4th try with the power play. There it is. Open enrollment is here. The deadline, January 15th. That's the last day to get health coverage for February 1st. Penny.com is Pennsylvania's official health insurance marketplace. With Penny.com, you're in the right place for PA health coverage because you're worth protecting. Quentin Haynes is the man in the box. And a big try here for Montour. Moskovich shoots, blocked wide by Alec Kuhn, and then Kuhn gets the clear. This is a big kill. It's a big sequence here. If McDowell gets the kill, they have a momentum on their side, and a lot of time to tie this game up. If Montour goes up 2 goals, it may be time for the Fat Lady to put the hot dog down and start singing. Dumped back in here by the Spartans and from the wrong side of the red line. So it's icing. And back to the McDowell, to the Montour zone that is for McDowell. Big collision in the corner as finishing his check for McDowell was Harrison Para. And Moskovich a little slow to get up from that one. Looks like Para may have been a little too aggressive. And that is the case. He's going to go to the penalty box, and Montour will get their second 5-on-3 Penny.com power play try. And Para can't believe it. He may have gotten a misconduct on top of that. So the checking from behind comes along with an automatic 10 minutes, and that's going to end Para's night with 6:37 left here in regulation. Dom Zito will head to the box and serve the 2-minute version for Erie McDowell, but the Spartans will now have 1 minute and 28 seconds of 5-on-3 power play time. A golden opportunity here for Montour on this Penny.com power play. Face-off in the circle one, but then pushed out. Big effort here by Dylan Payne, who got the PPG to cut the deficit to 1. Barefoot brings it back. Montour sets it up. Moskovich, right circle. Dallas shoots, save, made off the stick. Moskovich finds it. Back to Dallas in the right circle. Now comes to Barefoot, fires it wide. Working hard down low there for Montour. Dorsch. Cameron East Woodruff. Moskovich. Cameron East Woodruff. Barefoot. Drifts to the left dot. Back to Moskovich. Now to Barefoot. Pass behind him, but he'll find it. Down low. Dallas brings it back. Barefoot to Moskovich. Moskovich drags, rips, fires wide. Rebound found. That's Ethan Murphy, but he can't get it out. Good hard work along the boards by Dom Dorsch. Dorsch still relentless in pursuit of the puck. Finds it. Resets. 28 seconds left from the 2-man advantage. Barefoot to the right point. Comes back. Now Dorsch had to settle it down, and it gets blocked. If he could have one time, then he had a wide open net, but Dorsch had to settle it. And then Alec Kuhn got the block. From the right side, score! JCW with the PPG. And Montour has a 4-2 lead. Or do they? That goal's getting waved off. See what the officials call. Goal is waved off. Nobody going to the penalty box, so I'm not sure what the call was.
We do have an update on the out-of-town scoreboard. Quaker Valley has come back to win in overtime, 5-4.
So Quaker Valley, per the update there by Austin McLean, they were trailing big. Come back to get the OTW and remain undefeated here on this 2024-25 campaign. One of the Quakers is Jacob Kiesel. Saw his dad, former Steeler Brett Kiesel, on the way in tonight. Nice to chat with him again. We had him on last year. Moskovich, one-timer, pad, save made. Dylan Martin, a big stop there. Another try off the iron. Rebound, score! And this one's going to count. Power play goal. And it comes with 1 second left on the 5-on-3. So Montour doubles the lead and will have 33 seconds of power play time to work with. Cole Dallas, the PPG. And it's a 4-2 Montour Montour lead. Penny.com power play goal for the Spartans.
Scored by number 91, Cole Dallas. Assisted by number 96, Thomas Barefoot. Time of the goal.
Barefoot gets the only assist. Shot to the net. Pad save May there on Cameron Woodruff. Moskovitz to Cameron Woodruff down low. Barefoot has 3 assists tonight. Moskovitz has 3 goals. And Montour has a 4-2 lead on the PPG from Cole Dallas. Moskovitz to Cameron Woodruff. Throwing it towards the net, deflects wide. Penalties over. We're back to even strength, so Montour goes 1 for 2 on that Penny.com power play try. But most important, they do get 1 and double the lead now to 4-2. Down the right side, Cameron Woodruff. Wrap around. And off the moorings comes the net as Martin was trying to drift back to the near post. Face off to the right of the McDowell net. Battling for it there is Kuhn, but it's taken away by Dorsch. Sends it to the left point. Stroka looks it over, settles it to the circle. He'll drop it down low. After it there's Sikorsky. Sikorsky double teamed. And taken away by Dylan Payne. Payne pushing it ahead, trying to find Dylan Graham. Around here to the near side. Kuhn felt on the play. Murphy tries to help out, but it's kept in by Nico Sikorsky. Montour, a good job to forecheck here. Working the clock in their favor with 3:35 left here in regulation and a 2-goal lead for the Spartans. Special teams have been big here tonight as the battle there continues between Dorsch and Ethan Murphy. Finally, Montour able to get it out. I'm sorry, McDowell is able to get it back out into try that again. McDowell able to get it out into Montour ice. Pressure put on. Payne finds the puck. Looks it over. Tries to go all the way across to the far circle. And it's broken up back the other way. Here comes Jimmy Stewart. Stewart going to go coast to coast. Drags it all the way around. Trying to drop it back. A couple of guys get tangled up in front of the McDowell net. Stroka makes the steal. A nice shift there for 39 for the home team. Over to Corbel at the left point. That's an open look to the circle. Rising shot off the crossbar. So both teams 2 for 5 on the Penny.com power play. And for Cole Dallas, that was his 10th goal of the season. On that last PPG that gave Montour this 4-2 lead from the draw. Dorsch hits iron! That was Dixon who rang it off the near post. Big Ben has just struck about 5. It might be 5 o'clock in London too. I'm not sure that time conversion works. Dixon centers, nobody home. Cameron Woodruff, he's at the post tonight. This time he gets it on the net, but Dylan Martin observes it and holds for the draw. Face-off won by the Spartans. They push it low. Varga works it around here to the near side. McDowell trying to get it out. Bodies banged together there in the corner. And finally the Trojans come away. That one's in the stands. Keep them heads up. Fortunately, nobody was hit by that one. Although the lady in the tossle hat Definitely surprised. Good reflexes. Because that, in the words of the late Chris Farley, would have left a mark. Face off in the circle. To the right of the goal. Montour comes away with it. Dragging it, and now the pass comes to Herbst. Steps into a big one. Love glove. Saved by Dylan Martin with Cameron East Woodruff in front looking for a rebound or a redirect. And we'll face it off again in the McDowell zone. To the right of goaltender Dylan Martin. Montour had it for a second. We'll see if Alex Luddy decides to pull his keeper down two. And a chance back, though. Here comes McDowell. Centering try. Nobody home when the defenseman ends up taking the stick out of the keeper's hand. So right now, Camden Molka doesn't have a blade. Good work to get it back to him, though. By Barefoot. Montour going to ice the puck here. And that's going to give McDowell a offensive zone faceoff with 1:19 left in regulation, down 2 goals. And you can see Dylan Martin looking to the bench, asking if maybe he should come off. Surprised that McDowell doesn't pull the keeper right here from the faceoff. Looks like they're going to do that. Somebody's taking a timeout, but if I'm correct, McDowell used their timeout earlier in the game. Did Montour take the TO? They would have had to have. I'm not sure why Montour would take the timeout, but McDowell definitely used their timeout earlier this game. Math is not my strong point. I was a journalism major for a reason, but I can definitely count to 1. But this may be Montour taking the timeout too, just to talk strategy here. As McDowell going to pull the keeper, bring the extra attacker on. Down 2 goals are the Trojans with a minute and 19 seconds left here in regulation. Face off on the right dot. McDowell pulling the goaltender for the extra attacker. Net to our left is empty. 1:19 left here in regulation, and a 4-2 Montour lead. Face off one by McDowell. Payne in the corner, turns it over. Taken away by Dallas. He'll chip it ahead. Moskovitz finds it, sliding effort, and a great job by Kuhn to get back. Montour back to the neutral zone. Corbel sets it up. He goes over to Jennings. Final 60 seconds. Trojans got to touch up to get into the zone. They're going to be offside. It's going to give a free exit here for Montour. 50 seconds left. Barefoot moves it ahead. Empty net right there. And Moskovitz does it again. 4th of the night. Empty net goal. And Montour, with 44 seconds left, ices it away as they take a 5-2 lead. Aiden Moskovitz, a local hero here tonight, as he finds the net 4 times, the ENG, and it's 5-2 Spartans. And Barefoot gets another assist. It's Barefoot's 4th assist on the night as well. As we tick down the final 20 here, McDowell played a strong game. They gave it their all. It's a long trip coming down here from Erie as well. Travel's definitely something the Trojans are used to, as the bulk of their games are played here in the southwestern portion of the state. Erie and McDowell with Cathedral Prep playing in 2A. And we get a little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle, but cooler heads prevail. And Montour gets the W here tonight by the final count of 5-2. Spartans improved to 11-4 in the season. They now have 33 points. McDowell, who's currently in 7, trying to chase down Blackhawk for that final playoff spot in the Gold Division, falls to 5-8 and remains with 15 points. The Aiden Moskovich show here tonight. He tallies 4 of the 5 Spartans' goals that is, as Montour triumphant here, and they sweep the season series against Erie McDowell by the final score tonight of 5-2. We thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we did bring it to you. And happy birthday to Foo Fighters lead singer Dave Grohl, 56 years old tonight. Waiting for the whole game, Austin, for some Foo Fighters. I got none. Regardless, Montour with the victory. And we hope you enjoyed watching PIHL High School Hockey here on the PIHL channel on TenbandTV. Good night, everyone. Person here to the near side. Ethan Murphy trying to find an out. Stolen by Moskovich to the net. Save made, still loose, and Dylan Martin has it and holds for the faceoff. As at the point, puck bouncing over the stick of Alec Kuhn, and a chance back the other way. Here comes Jennings. Has a man to the net. Save made. Sikorsky with a good over. Kuhn blows a tire. In front. Save, rebound, deflects wide. Look at the point. Stroke back to Moskovich. He's going to drift to the left point, now to the circle. Moskovich, the barefoot has the open net, and he fires it just wide. Moskovich fakes it off to Barefoot. Now we'll go back to him. Barefoot to Stroka. Rising shot. Save made. No rebound. Dylan hip check in the slot. Comes back. Moskovich score. Great setup. And Moskovich. Out with it now come the Trojans. Dylan Graham breaks the Montour zone, wristed to the net. Glove down and held by Molka. Now comes Montour. Lead feed just on. Barefoot behind the defense. To the net, stopped. And a great job by Alec Kuhn getting back to help D it up. Short-handed, score! Aiden Moskovich for the second. 5-on-3 to the point. One-timer, redirect, save, rebound, score! Power play tally from Alec Kuhn and Harrison Parra for McDowell is where we stand. In front, big chance, save made. Chip back to the neutral zone, and now a chance back the other way. Here comes J.J. Finn. Finn trying to get around his man, taken down as he goes to the net. No penalty this time as well. Kuhn, who set up the first goal. Works it all the way around, comes back to the point. One-time redirect, just goes wide as Tennant was looking for number 2. After it, there's J.J. Finn. Good defensive work by Corbel. And now back the other way. Here comes Barefoot, splits the defense. Barefoot to the net, off the iron. Other way now comes Montour. Dorsch breaks the zone, top of the circle, soft wrister, save made. And Sikorsky can't find the rebound. Good defensive work. Montour from the faceoff. Moskovich flying. Here he comes. Moskovich to the net. Pat save made as he tried to get the backhand shot on. I think it might have jumped off his stick at the last second. Moskovich slows, brings it in, drags to the backhand. Aiden Moskovich, half man, half amazing. Here. And a try in front. Save made, rebound, score! Dylan Payne. And then Alec Kuhn got the block. From the right side, score! JCW with the PPG. That goal's getting waved off. Stop there, another try off the iron, rebound, score! And this one's gonna count. Power play goal, and it comes with 1 second left. Goal of the season. On that last PPG that gave Montour this 4-2 lead from the draw. Dorsch hits iron. There was 50 seconds left. Barefoot moves it ahead. Empty net right there. And Moskovitz. And they now have 33 points. McDowell, who's currently in 7, trying to chase down Blackhawk for that final playoff spot in the gold division, falls to 5-8.